Oh, we're playing. Okay, I just want to say the Parkers did not age well at all. So I've been watching the Parkers. Actually, no, not right now. I've switched to half and half. But the Parkers is just, it's real. It's bad. It really is bad. Like there are parts of it that are really funny, but then other parts that are just so bad. And I watched it up to I think season 5, but there's just so many problematic things in it that just would not even fly for today's TV. One, Miss Parker and Professor Ogilvy. That is just such a bad relationship, and I don't understand how at the end, spoiler if you did not watch the Parkers, that they end up together. How did these two people end up together? One, Nikki is so inappropriate. She is literally a stalker, and this is this running joke throughout the whole series. She is stalking him. She breaks into his house. She like almost like attacks or verbally abuses people who he's dating. She lies. She like does fraud. She tried to get a bank loan one day in one of the episodes, in the robbery episode, and she said, "Oh, that's my husband." Like, girl, that ain't your husband. He don't want you. Find somebody who wants you. And it's just, it was so bad. So, and I just don't understand. I don't understand. And the thing is, people found it funny. Like, I remember finding it funny when I was a kid because I watched this back in like 2007. I was like in sixth, seventh grade. I was like in seventh grade. And you just don't think anything about it. Early 2000s, so many things flew that we just didn't even think about deeply. Like, of course, like things with natural hair. Oh, your hair, you need a relaxer, blah, blah, blah. That's funny. Ooh, blah, blah, blah. It's not funny. And then how they talk about the way they react to people's sexual orientations would not fly today at all, and just the very toxic relationship between Nikki and the professor and her daughter. Like, Kim, she's cute and she's funny, but it's just so crazy. Why were they still in community college for so long? Like, I literally think I went through 5 seasons, and they're still in community college. Like, why are they still in community college? How long are they being? Will they be in school? And Stevie, she's supposed to be the smart one, and she's still there. Like, she's still there for so long. She's rich and she's smart, but she went to community college. You know, realistically, she could have went anywhere. It doesn't matter. She could have went anywhere. Like, she could afford it. Her parents were rich. She was smart. Why did she go to Santa Monica College? I don't know. I don't know. T. I can't really remember much about T, but it's so crazy. Like, T, it's fine, but just things. They could have did so much more with this show. I really wish they had followed them on the career path. I saw this on like some sort of discussion board one day because I was like, does no one realize how toxic this relationship is? And it was not really discussed. It was discussed, oh, the professor was treating Nikki wrong. Why did Nikki go with him? No. The professor, starting episode 1, treated Nikki really well. He was kind. He was really nice. He was kind. He would like ignore like the weirdness. But then when she would like push herself onto someone who doesn't want her, and she kept pushing and pushing and fighting, she said, I'm going to fight for my man basically, but he doesn't want you. He doesn't want you. And the thing is, that was just a discourtesy to her, for herself and her own self-worth, and for the professor. One, he had a type. Obviously he had a type. All the women he liked were slim, tallish. I can't remember if they had any like similarities with skin tone or not. I feel like some of them did, some of them didn't. But very slim, tall women. He liked that little model-esque look. And Nikki, of course, didn't fit that. And then she was a bigger woman. And of course, the whole thing body weight was such an issue here. Like, of course, Nikki, as being a bigger woman, had issues with her body weight. Well, not issues, but like it was an issue that was brought up in the show all the time. And then even the episode where they had the fat jokes about the comedian boyfriend that Kim had that one time, and he would make jokes with about the weight and even make fun of Nikki, like the mother of the woman you're dating. Like, why did you think that was okay? Like, that's not okay. And that was just how accepted it was back then, just to make fun of people's weight all of a sudden. I don't remember because I was a kid during that time, but I just know a lot of things that people joked about and then talked about would not be okay right now. Like how dark you were. That was something that I think has improved. Of course, I know there's a lot of issues with people right now and a lot of discussions about that, but there's a lot of things that wouldn't fly right now with skin tone, colorism, body image. It's crazy. So yeah, that show, it had so much potential. It could have still been funny, like if they all just kind of went into their careers. Like, community college is about 2 years. What were they even studying? Like, what did they study? What were they studying? What were they studying? But I mean, it's like a show that you just kind of put on. Like, I would put it on, just have something to watch or just to eat food. But then I'll be like, why is this so bad? And just the mental health aspect is so bad. Like, Nikki, one thing that I really just didn't like about it was how much help mentally Nikki needed. Like, she needed so much mental health help. She needed therapy because her obsession was just not normal. It was odd. It's just like how she latched on to this one man and she basically wore him down at the end, and he just accepted it. And he was so used to her being in his life that they got married. That has to be one of the worst relationships ever. Like, out of a show that was like supposed to be a comedy. Like, oh my goodness. But I think that's what really turned me off watching the show. And I made it so far. But there was one episode where she just seemed so crazy. Like, she was so crazy that I just couldn't keep watching it. So I stopped watching it. That's definitely a show for the time of the early 2000s. It came out in like 99. So, but today in 2021, it is just not a good show for me. I'll just say for me. I'll just say that. But yeah, I think that is all I'm gonna say about this topic. And yes, excuse how I look because I know I look terrible right now. I know. And this angle is so bad, but I just wanted to talk about it. And right now I'm watching Half and Half. I'm really enjoying Half and Half. I watched a few episodes of Girlfriends, and these are all shows I used to watch like forever ago and kind of enjoyed as a kid. Like, I watched Girlfriends when I was a kid and I enjoyed it. That actually, I'm not, like, Girlfriends so far is pretty funny. I made it to like episode 2, 3. But then I switched to Half and Half, and I've been really enjoying Half and Half. And I think that's actually a really good show. That is a whole nother situation. But yeah, that's it on the Parkers now.